Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360. I'm Thelma Okoro. Two multinational oil firms have filed a motion before the Federal High Court in Abuja to set aside a ruling withdrawing a major oil block from them. Shell and ENI, through their Nigerian subsidiaries, asked a Federal High Court to reverse an order that revoked the award of OPL 245 to them and returned it to the Nigerian government. In two separate motions, the oil companies asked the court to also suspend the interim order, revoking its ownership on the grounds that the order obtained by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission forms a gross abuse of power and process. Trial Judge Justice John Soho has adjourned the case to February 27. Otherwise known as Malabu Oil, OPL 245 is Nigeria's richest oil block. It is estimated to contain over 9 million barrels of crude oil. Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima says over 100,000 Nigerians have been killed by Boko Haram since the insurgency began in 2009. Shettima also says the terrorists have displaced over 2 million people, comprising mostly of women and children. Shettima also defended the decision of his administration to close all IDP camps in Borno State by May 2017, stressing that their existence poses a threat to the state. U.S. President Donald Trump has assured Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari that the United States will support Nigeria in its fight against Boko Haram. A statement from the Nigerian government says that this was part of agreements reached between both leaders during a phone call on Monday. Now, the statement also says that President Trump commended President Buhari in his fight against terrorism, especially on the rescue of some of the Chibok schoolgirls. It says Trump has also invited President Buhari to Washington for a meeting at an unspecified date. Nigeria's Minister of Defense Mansur Dan Ali says the Buhari administration is collaborating with the private sector to establish a military-industrial complex in Kaduna. The minister made this known at the Made in Nigerian Army Research and Innovation Summit in Abuja, the nation's capital. Now, Dan Ali says innovation remains very impressive in unlocking the doors to future technological and economic growth in Nigeria.
Innovation is a key to unlocking the doors to future technological and economic growth. Innovation is also a major component of military technology as a critical aspect in national development. In this regard, the federal government, through public-private partnership, is establishing a military-industrial complex in Kaduna. The project is aimed at promoting research and innovation in the defense sector. My ministry will also host a national conference on defense industrialization in Nigeria to attract local and international stakeholders to brainstorm and come up with a roadmap that will guide the successful takeoff of our military industrial complex, which will be driven by research and technological innovation. Similarly, the Ministry of Defense is also working on the partnership between Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, DICON, and some foreign original equipment manufacturers with a view to launching a pilot production line of some fast-moving arms and ammunition for the armed forces of Nigeria.
As we are all aware, warfare is becoming increasingly complex due to changes in the nature of threats and advancement in technology. In view of this, armies all over are continually engaged in research and innovation to enable them surmount emerging security challenges. The Nigerian Army recognizes these changes and therefore seeks to develop local capacity for an enduring research and innovation process that will enhance its operations. Our experience in the Northeast and other theaters of operation has helped us draw useful lessons which have shaped the ongoing transformation process of the Nigerian Army.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, says it has confirmed the authenticity of a video circulating on social media which shows some stranded migrants in Libya. Spokesperson for the agency in southwest Nigeria, Ibrahim Fariloye, says the video prompted NEMA to consult the International Organization for Migration, which later found out that the video was authentic and that about 400 Nigerians were among the migrants. He says NEMA had made contact with the migrants and many of them had volunteered to return back to the country. Nigeria's acting president Yemi Osinbajo has appealed to residents of the Niger Delta region, particularly youths, to shun violence and embrace peace. Osinbajo was speaking during a special engagement on Niger Delta martyrs in Rivers State. He also says Nigeria needs to offer work to illegal refiners in the Niger Delta region to help achieve peace in the restive region. The government has been holding talks with militants to end attacks on oil pipelines, which cut the country's output by 700,000 barrels a day for several months last year. Osinbajo is now in Owerri, the Imo State capital, on a one-day working visit. During that visit, he is expected to meet with people of the state and residents of the Ohaje-Egbema and Oguta oil-producing local government area of the state. The acting president has also been touring oil-producing communities to promote dialogue in the region. Nigeria's ex-president Goodluck Jonathan has expressed confidence that the country's major opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, will bounce back to power in 2019. Jonathan was speaking while receiving a delegation of PDP members at his Abuja residence. Despite losing the last general elections, the former president says that PDP remains the biggest and strongest party in Nigeria. The former president also endorsed the alliance talks between the PDP and other political parties. Nigeria's electoral body, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it has commenced preparation for the 2019 general elections. Chairman of the commission, Mahmood Yakubu, made the statement while addressing the House of Representatives Committee on Electoral Matters in Abuja. According to Yakubu, early preparation would enable the commission to get everything in place for the forthcoming elections. The INEC chairman added that in 2018 there would be a full budget for the 2019 polls in addition to the regular budget. The Nigerian aviation industry is currently going through one of its toughest times in history. According to recent reports from more than 15 million passengers in 2014, Nigeria's air passengers traffic declined to 6 million in 2016. Our correspondent, Endurance Alonge, has more on that story.
Airports across Nigeria are one of the busiest places in the country. As one airline is landing, another is taking off. Oftentimes, airplanes queue up or take turns to either land or take off due to the heavy passenger traffic. But that's not the case today. Short queues, cancelled flights due to poor ticket sales, and exit of airlines operators from the country is now the order of the day in the once booming sector. With a reported 9 million sharp decline in passenger traffic within the last 2 years, the industry is clearly in distress.
You go to the airport, go to MM2, go to the GAT. It's not the type of crowd we used to see at the airport that you're going to find. And that's why we had a situation where flights are delayed, flights are cancelled. Not necessarily because there are no fuel, but because there are no passengers.
This decline, he points out, is largely recorded in the domestic airline operators, as Nigerians can no longer afford the increasingly cost of flight tickets and so have opted for alternative means for transportation. Though the present economic recession is held responsible for the sharp decline in passenger traffic, Ojikutu says the airline operators has to take the blame for the current dilapidating state of the aviation sector.
The airlines collect money in cash. They don't sell tickets on credit to anybody. They collect money in cash. They don't pay for their staff. They don't pay for services they get from FAN. They don't pay for services they get from NAMA. They are owing banks. They are owing insurance. Now the question is, what do they do with the money? And that is why I always hold the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority responsible, because they have an obligation under the law to audit this airline every month to make sure that they are in very good financial health. But a lot of them are not.
For an industry that is set to contribute more than $1 billion to the country's GDP, supporting over 225,000 jobs domestically, the situation calls for urgent attention.
In the aviation sector, we're faced with aging manpower, and the younger ones are not as efficient as we think. So we have some inefficiency in the corridor of management. But by and large, the Nigerian operators are facing a hell of challenge. And I've not seen one positive reaction from government. It's not about bringing out funds, bailout funds that I'm talking about. The environment of their business.
While many still commend the efforts of airline operators who are still in business despite its many challenges, it is believed that a better policy regulations and commitment from airline operators is needed to help put the industry on the path for growth and development. Nigerian Salunge, TV360, Lagos.
Lagos State Governor Kilmi Ambode just recently passed a plan to ban yellow commercial buses from Lagos roads before the end of 2017. However, the news has been received with mixed reactions from many Nigerians. While most Lagosians think the ban will certainly cause hardship for residents who depend on them, others have commended the plan by the Lagos State government. Endurance Olonge has more details on the story.
58-year-old Jimo Fagbenro, a father of 5, is a commercial yellow bus driver in Lagos, popularly called Danfo. He has been in the business for 12 years now, after he lost his job in 1998. Jimo says as a commercial bus driver, life has been good to him. He is able to meet the needs of his large family. But all that may be about to change for Jimo and many like him. The Lagos State government has announced plans to ban all commercial buses or yellow buses from operating in the state.
Actually, when I heard the news, I didn't believe it. I have to go to where I'm reading paper. I bought paper that day to see what is happening, that Governor Ambode wants to ban yellow bus. If government should ban the yellow bus, it's going to affect many people, right? No, the government has been trying to reduce crime. Eventually, if you should ban that thing, there will be a lot of crime again. And most of the people rely on this job just to survive, to keep their family on. And when the yellow bus is no more, what is going to happen? There will be a lot of crime. A lot of things will be happening.
Even though he agrees with the government plan to restructure the transport system in the states, Jimo says the government should explore alternative measures of regulating the system instead of the proposed ban.
If the government feels that it's not organized, I believe government can organize, they can set up a committee that will be meeting these so-called national union people. Then they should have meeting together. They should let them know what they want and what they do not want. So from there, they will pass the information to us. And if the government want to do it in another way, they can even organize workshop for us. So that all these things, most of these people that are driving this bus, they are not going to school. And it will be very difficult. As far as I'm concerned, I can read and write. But some, they cannot read and write. Most of the time on the road, they don't know it. It is when there is workshop, it is when there is a seminar that they train us or they tell us what they want. From there, things will change.
And if the government doesn't back down on the ban, survival for Jimo and other yellow bus drivers may become difficult.
As far as I'm concerned, it's going to affect me a lot. It's going to affect me a lot, and it will stop most of my my progress. That is sending people, my children to school, doing this, doing that. It will actually stop it, because I don't have any other way than this job that I'm doing now. And I've been in this job for over 12 years, even more than that. I've been applying this road, and actually, I'm making little things that I believe if I can keep it together, I can still do something in life. And if the government should ban it now, it will affect.
With over 20,000 yellow buses riding daily on its road, Lagos State, home to some 20 million people, largely depends on these yellow buses as the main means of transportation. But as the state government pursues its agenda to provide modern public transportation system, many are waiting to see what become of this plan and how it will affect them. Endurance Alonge, TV360, Lagos.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so...
Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no, you don't need to do this. We are only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came out with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. It's now time for business stories. Fidelia has all the latest.
Thank you, Thelma. Udoma, Minister of Budget and National Planning, says the Nigerian government has no intention of increasing taxes. In a statement from Udoma's media advisor, the budget minister said the government is working towards broadening its tax revenue base. While speaking on the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, Udoma said government consulted with the private sector extensively on the plan. He added that the government had a clear vision and is determined to get the country out of recession. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has announced measures to sustain supply of premium motor spirit petrol, automotive gas oil, diesel, and kerosene nationwide. These measures include increasing the February supply of petrol by 6 additional cargoes to the existing national PMS sufficiency of over 32 days, as well as the immediate importation of 3 additional automotive gas oil cargoes before the end of February. Others are in order on massive 250 trucks per day loading of gas oil and petrol from across the 3 NNPC refineries in Port Harcourt, Kaduna, and Warri. Oil prices declined on Monday by 2%, the highest since mid-January, pressured by a stronger dollar and signs of rise in U.S. crude output. Brent futures were down $55.59 a barrel, while U.S. crude fell 93 cents to $52.93 a barrel. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, and other producers, including Russia, agreed late last year to cut output by almost 1.8 million barrels a day during the first half of 2017 in a bid to support prices. The group's first monthly data shows that the deal by top producer Saudi Arabia made a large cut in its crude output in January, helping boost compliance with the group's supply reduction due to a record high of 93 cents. Well, that's all on business. Thelma will be back with more stories. Don't go away.
Corruption not in my country.
That was a very good business.
Yeah.
The furniture you brought was very perfect.
That's how we roll.
Because let me do you receipts.
Yeah. How much was it again?
1 million naira.
Okay, write 2.5.
The deal was for 1 million naira now.
Okay, write 3 million. I'll give you 500.
Oh no, I just do business like that now. Yeah.
Hey, that can give me back my check. Let me go and look for someone that understand business.
Take.
Your loss.
It is only for incorruptible customers. What are you talking?
Now get out.
What kind of this?
You will just die.
No,
you will die.
That is the door. Now get out from here.
Rubbish.
Look, my people, Make una no dey add money for original invoice price. That's not corruption. Say no, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
The United Nations says soldiers targeting the Kwamwina Nsapu militia group in Central Democratic Republic of Congo have killed at least 101 people, including 39 women. According to the global agency, these attacks took place between February 9th and February 13th, 2017. The UN says the troops fired indiscriminately with machine guns at members of the group who are loyal to a local chief who was killed by soldiers in August last year. A UN spokeswoman, Liz Throssell, says that they were deeply concerned by the high number of deaths and use of force. U.S. National Security Advisor Michael Flynn has resigned over allegations he discussed UN sanctions with Russia before Donald Trump took office. Flynn reportedly misled officials about his call with Russia's ambassador before his appointment into power. It's illegal for private citizens to conduct U.S. diplomacy on behalf of the United States government. U.S. reports said earlier the White House had been warned about the contacts last month and had been told Flynn might be vulnerable to Russian blackmail. English Football League side Coventry City has completed the signing of former Nigerian international Yakubu Aiyegbeni on a short-term deal. The 34-year-old signs on a free transfer until the end of the season. It's his first club since leaving Turkey last season, and he will wear number 22 on his jersey. The Confederation of African Football (CAF) has issued a warning to the Council of Southern African Football Association (CONSAFA) over allegations to hold a meeting on February 24. In a statement, CAF accused the body of planning to destabilize CAF, saying that the body does not have any authority to convene such a meeting without CAF's knowledge nor required approval. CAF's warning comes shortly after COSAFA announced it had unanimously endorsed Ahmed as a presidential candidate in upcoming elections. Ahmed is the only challenger to current President Issa Hayatou, who has been in power ever since he was elected in 1988. The International Paralympic Committee says Russia should remain banned from competition as they are sidestepping claims of a doping cover-up. Russia was suspended after World Anti-Doping Agency WADA investigator Richard McLaurin detailed widespread drug use and cover-ups allegedly involving government officials. An IPC task force has unanimously recommended the suspension imposed in August stays in place. That's all we have on News Now. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Thelma Okoro.